Well, that certainly happened, for both good and bad, but mostly good. I'm Sean Rentham with my review of NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. For on Valentine's Day, we seek vengeance, curse you, He-Man! I do not know what I'm on about because I am very, very tired. I've had to work a lot of long shifts, particularly the last 2 days, so that's why you're getting this review on delay, and there's a reason why. I was the only one that was able to make it to my work, and that's why I've had to work some long shifts, and yeah, I'm pretty freaking fried. It's great for the paycheck, but I'm really goddamn fried. I was disappointed I couldn't interact with everybody during the live tweeting, but it is what it is. My expectations for this takeover were not particularly high, so I was like, all right, maybe it won't be all that bad. Turns out there was quite a bit of good on this takeover, though a few things I didn't like, and I'll talk about them as things go on. So, firstly, some rap song for the intro. Where are the West Texas rednecks when you need them? It's not that the guy's not talented, I'm tired of so many rap songs that sound all the same. So, we have Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart Women's Dusty Classic Final. And also of note is the fact they have a ramp leading to the ring, because they saw late 80s, early 90s WCW and thought, yes, that's inconvenient and horrible, let's fucking do that. Sometimes the ramp looks cool, but it does interfere with a lot of spots. So anyway, the story was Raquel was super dominant, and Ember and Shotzi had to do everything they could to keep her down. And they couldn't even keep her down for a 3 count. Like, it would take like 3 moves just to keep her down for a little bit. When Dakota was in, they targeted her previously injured knee, and that was some good stuff, some good psychology. This was a well-worked tag match. When Raquel got the tag, she just tossed both women around. The double teaming was very good. Raquel and Dakota have great chemistry. They really fucking do. And it was a good result, a good end result with this match. Eclipse to Raquel. Dakota distracts just long enough for a 2 count. So that way, protects finisher. Good stuff there. Raquel just would not stay down no matter what. She looked great in this match. They fed to her a lot. Sliced bread off the ropes by Shotzi for 2. Shotzi nearly braining herself on a dive. Shotzi is very good and very entertaining, but I really hope she takes it a little bit easy. It's one thing to go buck wild, but I want her to have a long career. I mean, seriously, it was a bit scary. So we then get a lot of moves and still just a 2 count. And then a Doomsday variation, kind of a crossbody. I don't know why they needed to do that, because they would do an actual Doomsday device in our tag match later, but Dakota just lands flat on the goddamn ground. That looked really fucking brutal. Assisted GTK for 2. And Ember hits the ramp. That looked kind of brutal. And then Shotzi took the 1-arm bomb. I don't know what they call that finisher from Raquel. 1, 2, 3. Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai winning the Women's Dusty Classic. Good stuff there. They got the trophy, the pyro, and the confetti. And yeah, then they would actually, have that later for the men's side. And it's just so funny they decided to do this, where I'm like, yeah, that must have been really, really awkward to clean that up a little bit later. So then we have Gargano and the rest of the way, really only focusing on Indy there. And then Loomis just freaking, ethers Austin Theory and just takes him back. I don't know what the fuck this was about. It was like, okay, that was a bit weird. But it takes Austin Theory out of the match. So you think that they're going to have, some kind of result where, oh no, maybe, they're going to have a change in the North American Championship. Well, let's just talk about the match first. Gargano versus Kushida. I want to say right now that Gargano is really good in the ring. He really fucking is. But he's bland as a heel. He doesn't feel like a heel. He feels like he's acting as a heel. And that doesn't really work. Kushida is very goddamn good. This was a well-wrestled match. The submissions, the pace quickened a little bit afterwards. And Gargano kept targeting the neck while Kushida targeted the arm. The arm that was injured before, that he had kicked before, that Gargano said was broken. This is very well paced. Hammerlock pin for 2. Kushida kept up on the arm, and then we got a twisting suplex off the ropes by Gargano. Gargano's very good. I just don't find his character interesting. He then got a floating DDT right out of that. We got near falls and lots of fistings on this show. Fistings on the brain, if you will. Kimura out of an attempt at the Gargano escape. And then feet on the ropes. And then Kushida does not let up on the goddamn thing. He just keeps locked on the arm until he gets hit into the barricade. And we get a ramp pump kick. You're like, okay, we're going to get a change in North American Championship. And then one final beat on the ramp and then one final beat in the ring. And that seals it on the North American Championship. Johnny Gargano wins. Let me make it clear right now that if they hadn't done all this stuff with Gargano and having these long programs that didn't need to go that long. I'm sorry, the feud with Cole did not need to go 3 takeovers when really 2 takeovers was enough. I get you want to do the 3-match series, but it drug on quite a bit. This cannot drag on that long. It just fucking can't. You should have had Kushida win. You could have had him feud with some other people. Maybe they're going to have Gargano lose it to Lumis. I don't know if Lumis necessarily needs the North American Championship. Because I think he's going to feud with Austin Theory and stuff like that. And I think he's just going to find a way to keep Theory out while Kushida eventually wins the championship. I just think now is the time to pull the trigger on Kushida winning. And I think they made a mistake here. I'm not saying Kushida's buried. I'm not saying that. But it's just I don't want to see Gargano as champion anymore. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. It was a really good match. The first 2 matches were really damn good. I just thought that was a bit deflating where I'm like, oh, okay, cool, all right, whatever. Woo. Now, having somebody you don't want win, either retain a championship or win a championship isn't the end-all be-all. Except in a case like this, it just didn't do it for me. Anyway, we get the Grizzled Young Veterans, Gibson and Drake, or as I call them, the Grizzled Hung Veterans, for I'm a dirty-minded individual like that, versus MSK, Caster and Lee. Dusty Classic Men's Finals. Can we get Proud Boy Rep out of there? Nobody fucking wants him there. Damn Q believer. Piece of shit. Overtanned dumb son of a bitch. Anyway, Flippy Shit versus Groundwork. But even the Grizzled Young Veterans had to take to the air because they were like, we can't beat these guys like we normally do. Carter was focused on after a while. His neck kept getting targeted. Good double teamings by both. Gibson and Drake are a particularly smooth team. MSK, known as Rascals and Impact, they're pretty good as well. Lee gets a tag. Huge dive over the post. Really impressive. I mean, just effortless. I saw that guy perform live, actually, in an indie show when he was Desmond Xavier, or known as Desmond Xavier, and wrestles just as hard in front of 500 people as he would in front of about 50 people. But as far as in front of a worldwide audience, he wrestles just as hard because he's that damn good. And then Carter gets fired up and fists Gibson, repeatedly. Gibson, Liverpool's #1 fisting target. What am I even on about anymore? And more near falls. And a Poison Rana. Can we stop with the Poison Ranas, please? Can we just fucking stop with the Poison Ranas? We don't fucking need that. I'm sick of the Poison Ranas. It's dangerous. And I'm sick of it in WWE, AEW, New Japan. I'm really sick of it in New Japan, even though they haven't done it as much lately. They gotta stop fucking doing that. There are certain moves you can take out of your arsenal, like I'm going to talk about in the women's match here. But Spiral Tap, for Spiral Tap for 2, and then we get a Doomsday on a dive outside, so more like Doomsday Dive Vice. Oh boy, I had to really stretch that one there. But Carter got, actually it was Lee got taken out, so Carter's being targeted, and then oh no, Ticket to Mayhem got stopped by Lee after some more exchanges. And then Jumping Blockbuster 1-2-3 MSK win. Bit surprised by that. But good for them. It meant a lot to them. And they got the trophy, the pyro, and all that. And it was cool. Then they did a Cameron Grimes rap video. And I instantly questioned why I was watching this show. Let me make it clear right now that Cameron Grimes is a charismatic guy and actually a pretty good character. But I didn't like this. I thought it was stupid. I think a lot of this shit is stupid. I don't know why they're doing this. I understand trying to, change some things up. I mean, hey, they're not making them afraid of zombies anymore, but just, why are you giving them DDP's 1995-1996 thing, where you had like $12, $13 million? That's really goddamn dumb. Not that it didn't work for DDP. I mean, whether anybody believed it or not, but back in the 90s it worked. Here, come on. Just fucking come on. You can make Grimes, you can add a little bit of an edge to Grimes without turning him into the dollar store $1 million man. So anyway, Io versus Toni versus Mercedes Martinez, NXT Women's Championship. Let me say right now that I like all 3 of these women. I really love Io, I really love Toni. Mercedes, I respect. She is very good in the ring, but quick start to this, aka, hey ladies, this show's running long, we're cutting your time. Because that's what this felt like. This felt rushed. It didn't feel as rushed as a 4-way at the first ever War Games, the first ever Takeover War Games, but it still felt rushed. They did some good shit, as you would expect from all 3. Tony's very good. Mercedes is a world-traveled veteran. Io is very good. Io got stomped to Mercedes after Mercedes had tossed Toni off the top in a German. Toni just, cleans off the desk, and the desk just collapses by the power of her ass. Actually, I just think I think maybe, I don't know, maybe the thing wasn't dehydrated, or wasn't hydrated, because the fucking Gatorade flew up. Oh no, it collapsed, and now we need to hydrate it. I don't even know what I'm on about anymore. That desk collapsing was fucking ridiculous. So Io then dives off the truss, just because why the fuck not? We get a Fisherman's Buster for 2, Storm Zero for 2, and then a diving headbutt. That's the move that needs to come out of everybody's arsenal. Nothing against Toni. Bright, talented, beautiful woman. I don't want to see a diving headbutt from anybody, man or woman. I don't want to see it. Please, stop fucking doing it. And as, she tries to cover Mercedes, Io comes out with a moonsault that the camera almost misses because of the way they, kind of shot it. 1, 2, 3, Mercedes takes a pin, and now we're going to build to Toni and Io, maybe Toni taking the title off of Io. But anyway, we have the former Eli Drake, now known as LA Knight. Okay. I don't know why, but whatever. He's with Regal, and then we see clips of him, saying he's coming for championships from the pre-show. I had to miss that, but I like Eli Drake. He's a great talker, very good worker. This is more evidence, by the way, that the NWA brand may either not be coming back for a while or may just be totally done. And I know it's pandemic and all that, but fucking goddamn hell, Eli Drake is one of their guys. Talent moves companies all the time, but fucking hell. Do you think the NWA is going to survive 2021? I mean, I hope it does. I'm not trying to write it off, but god damn it. Well, good for Eli Drake, Knight, LA Drake Knight. LA Drake Knight sounds like, some kind of weird crossover with, like, vampires and, rapper Drake. Anyway, R&B singer Drake. I did like how they did the walks for the from the back for Dunne versus Balor, which was very good, as you would expect. I'm not going to get too far into it, beyond saying, besides for being the NXT for the NXT Championship, that is, Dunne targeted the previously injured arm, and some good groundwork. Dunne violently fingering Balor, and man, when you get violently fingered, you are going to have issues. I do not speak from experience. Don't ask. And Balor targets the leg. Did some nice knee work, did a nice STF later. And then Dunne he fists, stomps, and then does a cool powerbomb, 1, 2. And then Balor comes back with a nice shotgun dropkick. Stomp countered into a triangle, tried to go for the coup de grace, but nope. Countered in that triangle, that was nice stuff. Near kick out, really good stuff. Lots of counters. Hey, kick, 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 punch, it's all in the mind. And then we get a stretch, we get the fingers being snapped. Man, just God, Dunne loves just, if he figures that, if no other guy can finger, then he can be the best fingerer in the world. I mean, that's the only other way. Why else would you snap somebody's fingers? Unless you like it. Unless you like hearing the joint snap. So, Pete, causes Balor to low blow himself because he brings his arms up, from behind. So Pete basically getting Balor from behind. Have fun on seeing that, or have fun seeing that. Bitter end for 2. Spike DDT to Dunne soon afterwards. And then reverse DDT for 2. Dunne, just landing right on his goddamn head. Doing some really good stuff afterwards, though. The mouth guard got out, and then he hit the drop kick. Coup de grace. Bloody Sunday. Not 1916, 1, 2, 3. So Finn Balor manages to get the victory. Retains the championship. Cool. Great. Dunne didn't look weak. It took everything to beat him. And Balor, had his hands all gnarled and everything, but you know what? He managed to do it. Then Lorcan and Birch attack him on the ramp. That ill-fated ramp. God, if only there was somebody to help him. Oh, wait, there is. Because then suddenly the Undisputed Era minus Bobby Fish, who is always injured. He's always fucking injured. They should just make him a trainer. Seriously, I think he's spent more time injured than he has on the active roster since they signed. But anyway, so it's Strong, O'Reilly, and Adam Cole, baby. And they're doing the whole thing, like O'Reilly's talking to him. They're doing the Undisputed Era symbol. And then suddenly Cole says, oh, wait, no, I'm going to super kick Balor. And then, oh, O'Reilly, I'm going to super kick you. Because you know what? Sure, the Undisputed Era might have been getting stale, but they were like, hey, they have nothing else left to conquer. Let's just throw their split on a random takeover that, while good, it was just kind of out of nowhere. I don't really know why they need to do this. And are we going to have, Undisputed Era Black and White and Undisputed Era Wolfpack? I don't know why we're going to fucking do this. The idea, this is my idea, and I'm going to close with this. My theory is that Adam Cole's upset at Kyle O'Reilly because he's like, well, wait a second, Balor beat me for the championship after I held it for 403 some odd days. Keith Lee won it, Cross won it, and then Cross had to relinquish it. And they did that 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match that really could have just been solved by just going with Balor and Cole. And then Cole could be like, hey, wait a second, he beat me for the championship or whatever. Why are you siding with him? We've been your friends for how long? This is what you want to do? Okay, I'm going to kick you. If he says something like that on the next NXT, okay, maybe it could work. But honestly, I don't know about this. This is probably going to lead to O'Reilly beating Cole and then O'Reilly beating Balor for the championship. And then Cross is going to beat O'Reilly at the next Takeover. O'Reilly's going to have his moment, and that's about it. Overall, pretty good Takeover. There were a few things I didn't like. The ending, I don't necessarily know. I thought it kind of came out of like, yeah, really? But, with what I just said there, maybe it'll make sense. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rethlin. I'll see you soon.